When we talk about spiritual awakening process, it's often hard to wrap your mind around the process of the soul evolution process. When a being is awakened, that sparks the soul's ascension process. There are series of events that may put you on the path of ascension. In one of my spiritual discoveries, I've been able to completely experience ascension on a deeper sense. Hence, I decided to document this experience as a guide for others too. However, my reoccurring vivid thoughts about my evolution births a new perception of not just my spiritual life, but mentally and emotionally. I acknowledge that our souls don't die. Rather, we switch dimensions. We only exist and relive through different bodies and in different areas within universe. There's a chance that many people today have been here over and over again. They're known as the old souls. Old souls are souls who've reincarnated multiple times on Earth to relive certain life experiences, bring about a change, learn certain karmic lessons, or pay karmic debts of one's previous life. The universe is built on a scale, and it's encrypted into our DNAs. The universe is within you, and you're the universe itself. As believers, we can all agree that the Supreme Creator is a God of balance. He's fair and just. However, Source always reset itself and collectively distribute every individual a fair share of what they put out or what they embody within themselves. Just like a mirror, the universe reflects our images back at us. Our images are the energies we put out on a day-to-day basis. We are all here on Earth to walk our path and fulfill our divine contracts before ascending back where we came from. However, when things are out of balance, the universe creates an ecosystem for sustainable balance by returning whatever energy we put out. Also, when we fail to learn our lessons, we repeat certain cycles over and over again until we learn. That's why many people go through certain outcomes of lives over and over again. The outcomes might be different, but the story and experience is the same. Have you ever seen a little child that's wise beyond their age? That is not a coincidence. Many people have existed in many forms and shapes. I'd be talking about the soul's transcendence process. These includes the birth and death of a being. There are the 4 stages that a soul go through when your soul is coming into your mortal body. This is called a soul descension process. Before a child has been born, there's a supreme council that was created by God that handles the process of receiving the spirits of the dead and also of childbirth. They are known as the Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation has many tribes and thereof. The Book of Revelations, chapter 14, has clear proof about the Lamb and then 144,000 chosen ones. It says, "Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his Father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of rushing waters and like a loud peal of thunder. The sound I heard was like that of harpists playing their harps. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. The Galactic Federation has many tribes and thereof. The Book of Revelations, chapter 14, has clear proof about the Lamb and then 144,000 chosen ones. It says, "Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his Father's name written on their foreheads. And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of rushing waters, and like a loud peal of thunder. The sound I heard was like that of harpists playing their harps. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who'd been redeemed from the earth." Today, I'd be guiding you on the 4 main stages of ascension of a soul. This process is often related with one's spiritual awakening, as one began to ascend to higher level of consciousness. What are spiritual awakening symptoms? 1. Awakening of the mind. This is a very common experience for everyone who undergoes spiritual awakening. Your mind becomes enlightened about life itself. This automatically questions your entire reality in doing so. It puts you on a path of ascension. 2. Awakening of a profound personality. When you begin to realize the intense death and rebirth in your spiritual journey, that's called the dark night of the soul. You'll notice there's a new state of mindset and new sense of identity, new personality. 3. Awakening of spiritual energy. In this phase of your spiritual journey, you'd realize your spiritual gifts and abilities are getting more heightened. If you're not always making use of your gifts, then you might likely put them into use. 4. Total awakening. This is the fourth and final stage of ascension. This stage speaks about you making it to the final stage spiritual enlightenment. This is often referred to as the a master of thyself stage. Enlightenment is yours. Give and share with others, as you want to. This is the stage you realize your pose and potential with clarity and understanding. These are the 4 stages of ascension. One must undergo in other to reach higher levels of consciousness and enlightenment. In this next phase, I'm about to share with you talks about the soul descension process. This is a mystery about childbirth, and it's a Gnostic knowledge that many people don't know about. The soul has a place where it came from, and we'd be talking about that. And before you came into your mother's womb, these are the stages a soul go through before birth. Before a child has been born, the soul comes into the avatar just before their first breath. However, these are the 4 main stages of the soul's descension process when coming into their avatar bodies. 1. Total memory wipe. When a soul is descending to earth to be born as a baby, as a soul, all your memories of where you've existed before now will be hidden, and the goal is to discover the true meaning of life on another aspect and still find who you're created to be. This process has a duration of 9 months to be born. In this 9 months, you've gone through 265.5 days cycle of 9 full moon, which happens every 29.5 days. 2. Dismantling spiritual powers. You know as a soul, you're very powerful, so such power cannot come with you here on earth. Your powers will be dismantled and reassemble itself again when it's time for you to awaken. 3. The personality reset. This is the stage of total disconnection between the soul from the higher mind, making your vibrational persona that of Threed. You'll be totally up to no knowledge about your previous existence. 4. The sleeping soul. At this stage, the arrival of your soul in your mortal body is complete. This is where you kick in, awaiting to be born. This is the last stage where your soul gets encrypted with the DNA of your parents, the blood recognition of your mother and father. The soul's ascensions and descension has 4 stages each, and these 4 stages each and these 4 stages, if added together, 4 plus 4 equals to 8, which means infinity in numerology, and it's also the shape of the infinity symbol. This is a direct creation of God that runs till infinity. When it comes to soul ascending and descending from earth, this is an infinite process. Now, when undergoing spiritual awakening, collectively we partner up with higher dimensional beings to attain spiritual guidance and enlightenment based on one's beliefs. There are several ascended masters, divine beings, and spiritual tutors that's been selected by Source to be our guides. Oftentimes, we associate ourselves with angels and archangels along our journey. Hence, we must understand that we oftentimes get our spiritual guidance from other divine beings too, as we go through on our spiritual journey. The lessons we attain is known as enlightenment, and enlightenment is illuminated only by the divine himself. Our angels are basic guides, but they're ascended masters that teach us spiritual lessons, and we must learn in other to ascend, are taught to us by these ascended masters. There exist several ascended masters who live on in the hearts of those they have helped, and those they continue to help. Some lived more recently and are well known, while others are ancient and have been forgotten. They have served as teachers and leaders from within the spiritual realms. Their mission is to assist humanity in uniting with the I Am Presence and Divine Spirit. Ascended masters carry a divine vibration, described to be quite angelic. However, They are far different from angels in the sense that they have lived life on earth or walked in our shoes. Like us, they have faced challenges and learned the hard lessons of life. But the thing is, they have mastered these lessons. Now, these masters are living in complete oneness with their God presence. 1. Jesus, also known as Yeshua HaMashiach, Lord and Savior. Jesus is known as the one and only Son of God. He came to earth because of the unfathomable love of God for his creation. He lived a life in which he was tempted to sin like all other men, but he resisted the temptations of the flesh, overcame natural impulses, and lived a perfect life of obedience. Jesus assists with clear communication with God, divine guidance and direction, faith issues, forgiveness, revealing the beauty within, healing of all kinds, manifestation, and miracles. 2. Buddha, also known as the enlightened or awakened one. Buddha lived both extremes of living, as a rich prince and as a hermit. He proposed that the key to happiness was to live the middle way or moderation of all things. His teachings also explained that you can find happiness through inner peace. He promotes meditation as the main form of mental training. Buddha assists with inner peace, world peace, joy, balance and moderation in life, spiritual growth, compassion, tolerance, acceptance of life's difficulties, seeing the larger picture and journey of life, and understanding. 3. Mary, the mother of Jesus, Our Lady of Guadalupe, or Virgin Mary. Mary, the beloved mother, made her ascension more than 2,000 years ago, prior to her life with Jesus. In the life that she made her ascension, she was a woman living a nomadic desert life. After failed attempts of finding a husband, she left her tribe to become a wanderer. She took shelter in a cave where she lived in solitude and prayer until her ascension. She then returned to give birth as the Virgin Mary, a holy vessel to carry and birth the Son of God. Virgin Mary assists with adopting children, issues related to children, support for those who help children, fertility, mercy, grace, compassion, faith, miracles, and healing of all kinds. 4. Melchizedek, also referred as the King of Righteousness. If Mary embodies the mother energy, Melchizedek holds the complementary father energy. His mission is to bring the principles of universal law to the oneness of all creation. He makes himself known through our dreams and meditations. Melchizedek's name means King of Righteousness and is in the Bible. Genesis 14, verse 17 to 24. Genesis 14, verse 17 to 24. Hebrews 5, verse 10, 7 on. Interestingly, there is nothing of his birth or death mentioned in Genesis, which is a genealogical record. Melchizedek assists with correcting unpleasant situations, esoteric understandings, purification, shielding against psychic attacks, therapy involving colors, enlightenment, alchemy, miracles, transformation, and manifestation. 5. Merlin the Magician. Merlin is a great old sage, wizard, a spiritual teacher, and a psychic visionary who guided King Arthur during the 5th century. He assists individuals in reconnecting with that special spark of magic within their being and their heart center. He wants us to use our inner wisdom to manifest positive creations. Merlin assists with alchemy, crystals, divine magic, prophecy, foresight, divination, seeing through darkness, energy work, healing, shape-shifting, and time, warping. 6. Moses the prophet. We know Moses as the prophet called upon by God to free the slaves and lead them out of Egypt and into the promised land. He was asked to deliver the 10 commandments to the Israelites. He encourages a positive outcome during diversity and awakens our leadership skills to step up into the divine plan laid for us. Moses assists with interacting and negotiating with authority figures, clear communication with God, courage, faith, leadership, stability, and miracle, working. 7. Saint Francis, also referred as the Saint of Assisi. Est Francis is well known for his connection to nature, his care for animals, and his compassion for all. He was born into a rich family and served as a soldier as a young adult, during which time he was imprisoned. When he was in jail, he received an epiphany. He heard Jesus tell him to put aside his worldly life. Saint Francis assists with animal communication and healing, finding a meaningful career, environmentalism, finding one's life purpose, peace, spiritual devotion, protection or transition of home, and youths trying to overcome delinquency. 8. Saint Germain, also known as the Count of Saint Germain or the Wonder, Man of Europe. Saint Germain is a master alchemist of the sacred fire. He bears the gift of the violet flame of freedom for world transmutation. He was a multi-talented man, a master of numerous languages, a painter, and psychic. His forte is burning off and rekindling all that hinders the full expression of the soul into liberating light. Saint Germain assists with alchemy, comfortably interacting with authority figures and influential people, courage, direction, life purpose, miraculous manifestations, perseverance, psychic protection, additions, and space clearing. 9. Saint John of God, also known as Father of the Poor. Saint John is well known as the patron of the mentally and physically ill, as well as the healthcare workers. He was one of the disciples of Jesus who witnessed the life of Christ in the earliest church. He has come to help humanity heal and to draw Christ consciousness into the body. Saint John assists with anxiety, depression, healing, heart ailments, hospitalizations, joy, increasing, space clearing, faith, and spiritual dedication. In summary, the soul is an embodiment of those who've lived here on earth before you. These includes individuals your maternal and paternal bloodline, known and unknown. Also those who are yet to live through you. Hence, one's understanding of oneself by means of self-discovery awakens one's bloodline ancestors. Our ancestors are living and breathing through you. Whether you believe it or not, it is true. That is why when you awaken, you not just only connect with them, but also understand that they are within you as well. The soul understands the patterns and anchor points of the spirits. That is why, when we're in the presence of God, we get this body sensations when the Spirit of God begins to move. In one of my spiritual encyclopaedia discoveries, I found out that our soul relives through bloodlines over and over again. Thank you for watching. I'm Bazzy Francis, sending you so much love and light.